one evening, mid-July, one afternoon, I should say, these guys were scouting near their mine, and this is where the story kicks off, man. All 5 men, right? All 5 men, right? This is pretty impressive, right? All 5 men spotted a tall, upright, hairy-covered figure standing, by my account here, standing motionless by a pine tree on a ridge, right? Beck said it was about 7 to 8 or 6 to 7 feet tall with long arms and dark ape-like shape about it. Marion Smith, the group's leader, the other 4, according to the sources that I read, the other 4 kind of like what the kind of froze, right? But my man Marion Smith, calling Quick Draw McGraw, just pulled up the rifle and drew down on it, right? Right. For some unknown reason, Marion Smith pulled up his rifle and started laying into this thing. Steve fired off at least 3 shots. Says he hit it, and it disappeared back into the brush, right? And that's the jump off point that I got in my notes. Did you come across anything like that?
I had something a little different, same idea that it wasn't all 5 men, but that I had that it was at least Fred and Hank were going out, to get water from a nearby stream, and then the same thing, they saw what they reported as a 7-foot tall, hairy ape man, and yeah, Hank whipped out his and on my story, the one that I read, Hank whipped out his gun and started unloading on him. So
Yeah, so either way, y'all, shots fired, you know what I'm saying?
Yep,
That's all I
yep.
said. So either way, man, the men went out, they encountered these things, and man, oh man, alive, man, they went up and they started firing off. So somebody shot at it, somebody hit it. And why this is important too, why this is actually important. We have done a lot of, like I said, we were laughing out here, but Steve has the knack of showing up when we're doing Bigfoot's murking people videos, man. I don't know what it is, man. We have done the Choctaw Wars in Oklahoma. We've done the Siege of Enobia. We've done
Portlock, the
Portlock
siege
out
of
there in Alaska.
Portlock, yep. People are always getting ripped up.
People are always getting tuned up, man, by these
And
Bigfoots, right?
and they're usually innocent people that don't even, remember that in Zenobia, it was some old lady who went grocery shopping, got ripped out of the woods by a
Yeah, picking blackberries, right? Just got murked just for being there, right? Yeah, for sure, right? It's crazy.
Oh
But
my
this is but
god.
this is why this caveat is actually important. If you go back and you look at, especially at the Siege of Enobia, the moment shots were fired, man, it went up like the
Mhm.
volume went from like a 3 to a 10, man. They turned it up. And so, yeah, Steve, I mean, again, yeah, man, I mean, this is no different thing right here, man. So,
Uh-uh.
yeah.
You're right, that's how it always seems to go. It's like, the Bigfoots, the Sasquatches, they always start off like, they're cautious. They're like, "Who are these people? What's going on?" They're just kinda watching, like, they're watching their territory, which is understandable. You wanna be protective of your things. But, yeah, as soon as that first fire gets shot, the rocks come hailing down, the houses start getting beat on, like, it gets
Yeah.
intense.
Yeah,
They
it gets intense, man. And so that's exactly what happened here, y'all.
Mhm.
One of the 5 opened up and hit it, right? And then when I look at the Siege of Nobi, that's when it went crazy too. When they actually dropped their first one there, it went crazy. And so the guys fell back to the cabin, talked about what they saw, right? And then of course this was around late afternoon, it was getting dusk. And again, here's where this canyon literally gets its name from, is that so first of all too, and it's another thing that's important here. I need to take a step back in my thoughts right here. Beck was the primary storyteller later on down the road, but Beck also said in one of his memoirs, right, that looking back on it, he agreed with what Steve and I just said. He said that he knew that as the night progressed, it was because they shot at one of them that they were trying to make them pay for what they had done, right? That was I'm going to do his quote. It was then I knew we had shot at one of them and they meant to make us pay for it. That's a direct quote from Beck's uh, memoirs there, from Fred Beck's memoirs, right? That he knew it, right? So they fell back to the house. talked about what they've seen. As soon as the sun goes down, man, it's on. They're hearing hoops, they're hearing hollers, and the guys are just, according to Beck, he said that they were in the cabin. Again, I got a visual here. They were in the cabin, lantern burning. They all had their rifles across their laps, and they were just sitting there, just hearing what was going on outside. And then next thing you know, the cabin just gets rocked. A big old boulder comes flying in from somewhere and just rocks the cabin, right?
They
And
always seem to do that in all the stories. They start hurling rocks at the house.
yeah,
This is like the 3rd
yeah,
or
right.
4th time that we're hearing this. They just start unloading rocks on the house.
Yeah, man, that's right. Yeah, so that that's the thing. They start to they start throwing rocks at the house, man. And I got a conflicting report here as well that one of the boys, it was actually Roy Smith, Marion Smith's brother. He actually stepped out onto the porch and started letting off shots in random direction after the boulder hit the house. Did you get that on your end, Steve?
I didn't hear that specifically, but I did see there was multiple mentions of where, while they were under attack, they were just firing off to try and scare them off. So
Yeah.
whether it was that specifically, I'm not sure, but I did hear that they were just trying to shoot and scare them off. Yes.
Yeah, man. So yeah, so and then again, like these guys went into like, you got to admit, man, they weren't. You must have had, you had to have some starch in your pants, man, to be a prospector back in the days, right? Like these guys, they didn't huddle up. I mean, they ended up, as we go along, we'll get into it more, but they went out there and fired back, right? And so how it goes into this went on again. This is not the first time we've seen this, man. It went on from dusk till dawn, man, from sundown to sun up, man. And what happened was, guys, watching this is that they got rocked. They threw these Bigfoots, right? Threw rocks at their cabin all night long. They could hear them. One of the other men, well, it was also reported that they could hear them charging down wherever they were at, slamming their shoulders into the cabin. Steve, did you get
Hmm.
that? Trying to knock the cabin off
Yeah.
of its foundation,
Slamming.
right?
Yep. Slamming the into the house on all sides, just trying to like bust the thing down.
Yeah, they were trying to they were trying
Hmm.
to they were trying to just take the whole thing off the foundation. And needless to say, these boys were not getting any sleep that night, right? And nothing too, man, is that around, it seems to, and here too in my notes right here, I'm looking at my notes. Around after sometime after midnight is when it really just got freaking crazy, man. Like it just
Hmm.
really got massive to the point where one of these uh Bigfoots managed to punch a hole through the wall. This is crazy to me, man. Did you
Subscribe now and turn on the notifications to join us on this extraordinary journey into the unknown.